All right, guys, Old School Will is here. Hey, decided I was going to take on a project that some of you might be interested in. I had a dinette set, or a breakfast area set of chairs, 5 of them to be exact. Upholstery came off of them, and I had to make the decision whether to just go ahead and trash the entire dinette set or just go ahead and buy a new one. So with the help of my daughter, who said, "Dad, won't you just go ahead and try to reupholster them?" I've had a couple of friends tell me the same thing. So needless to say, this past week, I decided to give it a try. And it came out pretty good, I have to admit. Very time consuming, but you're gonna learn in this video that Old School is a jack of all trade and a partial master to most of them. I had a lot of fun making these chairs, or at least reupholstering these chairs. But it's up to you as to whether or not you want to get involved in doing something like this. And another thing, it is extremely relaxing. Listening to your music. Quite naturally, I can't play it on this YouTube channel, the music I was listening to, but it was mostly my gospel music. And as I became proficient, remember, this is my first time ever upholstering anything, especially at my age. But after I did the first chair, which was sort of like a test chair, I became better and better at it, and I figured it out. I'm gonna let you see what the chairs look like. I hope you like them. There are gonna be a few photographs because me and my wisdom, I forgot to video parts of this because I got so wrapped up into the chairs. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the before and after of some of these chairs. Okay, now this is what these old chairs look like after I took the backs off of them and took all the padding off of them. And I tell you what, it was easy taking the seat padding off because there was only 4 screws holding them on. But now the back padding was something totally different. That was very, very unusual. And I'm gonna video my taking care of that part of it. So y'all stay with me, and let's see how this comes out. Oh yeah, and you kind of see that's the, might as well show it since I already have it in the picture. That's the end result. Yeah, Old School did that. And I have to admit, one reason I love these chairs is because Old School is 6'4", and these are high chairs. That's why I just could not get rid of them and just buy a new set, because you just don't find dinette sets for tall people. They're all for just medium-sized families. Okay, let's get into the sewing part of the back set. I guess I'll start there. Okay, now on the back side, we're gonna start there. The hardest part was trying to, first of all, tear that old backing off. Oh boy, that was that hard. But I had used a pair of needle nose pliers and just ripped it off. But now, guess what needed to happen next? I had to figure out how to redesign that same padding for the back. So what I did is I took a piece of cardboard and I cut it out as a template. Now, as you probably see, this is Old School's template. It wasn't that hard to do when I kind of figured out the dimensions of this. But as you see, that template fits perfect in the back side of that chair. Well, almost perfect. Quite natural. I'm not like a professional upholsterer, but it came out so good until I used it on all 5 chairs. Now next, what I did is after I got my material, I took my template and put it on my material to cut it out the same size as the backing on my chairs. Just flip it over and make sure it's the same on that side. Like I said, that wasn't hard to do at all once you figure it out though. But like I said, this is extremely relaxing for, you know, an old guy like myself who really doesn't have that much to do. So I broke out the old Singer sewing machine, got my scissors. Yeah, old school can sew. That's one thing I thank my mom for. Coming up as a kid, she taught me a lot of things that's really paying off right now. Okay, let's go into the sewing part of what old school has to do. This is the fun part. Want to make sure I have them lined up, squared away like that. And what I do is I start at the top part of it on the widest part, since the widest part of my chairs will be at the top. And I want to make sure these things are even. Okay, let's go with it. Here we go. And this is where we have to turn it around on the long side. As you notice, I let my needle down, that way I can turn it without it coming off. And I want to make sure these are still about even. And let's go down on the entire long side. I have about maybe 1/4 of an inch off the edge of my material. Make sure it's still even, so you have to go through this every so often. Basically, folks, that is it. Now, I have to flip this completely around because this is the inside. So when you sew, you want to make sure that I guess you call it your bad side is on the outside. Because what you have to do next, I will show you right now. Okay, now on this side, what we want to do is we want to stick my hand in there, grab it all the way at the back as far as I can, pinch it, and I want to roll this all the way back. To where I'm bringing the outside in, so to speak. And I hope that's still within camera view. And see, now I have the good side on the outside. Then I take my hand and stick it back in there to smooth it out at the top part of it. And voila. Now, my stitching, I want to make sure they're even on one side, because that's going to be hidden once I glue it to the back of the chair. And basically what you have is this. Now what I did is when I took the old padding off, I made sure I kept the padding that was inside the original backing. And since now I have my new vinyl here, I'm going to take this old padding, and what I did is I took it and I just kind of curled it upward. And we're going to put it inside the new padding, push it all the way up to the top. Sometimes you have to stick your hand in there. And I have large hands, so it's not that easy for me to do this. Let's see if I can turn it sideways a little. And we're going to push it all the way up until we get to about right there. Smooth that puppy out, and voila. Look what we have, guys. Now, let's go over to the chair to make sure it let's go to this chair right here. Just to make sure it's the right size. Stuff it in there. And tape's going to be on the back side of that, so that's going to be and since I've already done the padding, let me show you what the padding looks like. Grab one. All right, what do you guys think? Not bad for a first timer, I hope. And on the back side, when you put those in, you have backing tape that you put on there and it tapes in. Now, when I took the original backing off, it was some kind of glue they had on there, which I had to scrape all of that stuff off. That's why on some of the chairs you see that white stuff. That is some kind of glue that the original manufacturer put on there. And like I said, I had to take a knife to scrape all of that stuff and take all the staples out. But that's the before, and that's the after. When I finish all 5 chairs, I'm gonna let you, well, so far we got 2 down and 3 to go. And as I said, I already have the padding for all of them. So what do you guys think? I'll come back to you in a few seconds after I finish a couple of things. All right, guys, I wanted to show you the backing tape that I use on my chairs. It's called this X-Fastener woodworking tape. And I tell you what, this is some good stuff. It really kept me from having to put all those staples back into the chair. So this is what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty easy to put on. And you just take your backing in. I have to complete that here in a second, but I just wanted to show you guys. And I will bolt all of these chairs together. Okay, guys, to my friends, Vicky, Willie, Ron, Tammy, Angela, and my daughter, Jennifer, I am done with these chairs. What do y'all think? All 5 of them. Quite naturally, I still have to glue the back parts to the back. But overall, and I am done. I want to thank you guys for inspiring me, for giving me the idea of fixing them instead of just tossing them out and buying a new dinette set. Thanks again. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I know Old School's been away from the camera for a little while, but sometimes you get so burned out you just have to take a break. And that's what I did. I took a break and came across my chairs and decided to take a little time and take care of them. But take a little time for yourself, folks. I know things are critical today and seem like it's getting worse by the day, but actually there's nothing we can do about that except try to survive. These chairs was, although it took, oh, by the way, it took me about a week. I quite naturally took my time and figured it out as far as how to put these things together. But I really love how these chairs turned out. I mean, that probably saved me a couple of $1,000 from buying a complete new set. And I'm happy. So what do you guys think about what Old School just did? You think it was worth it, or you think I should have taken my money and just bought a complete new set, which to me actually didn't make any sense whatsoever. So with all that being said, oh, by the way, please, if you like the videos, I'm gonna venture out in different directions as far as Old School life discussions. And we're gonna try to incorporate a few different things that can impact you in life. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, believe it or not, over 95% of my viewers, which is 1.6 million, close to 1.7 million views, you haven't subscribed. So to help Old School continue to put these videos out, all I just need is a subscription. It costs you not one penny, not one dime, but it helps Old School as far as the algorithms, and it helps me put out more and more material, which I'm gonna do either way. So with all that being said, you guys stay blessed.